One of the things I love most about being alcohol free is that I get the complete freedom to enjoy parties and evenings out without any consequences. So I can still go to these events, I can still have a great time, but I don't have to suffer all the negatives afterwards. And sometimes I think you don't actually notice how many negatives there are until you stop to count them up. And because we are heading into a time of year with a lot of parties and gatherings and meetings and social stuff happening, I thought it might be helpful to talk about this stuff directly. So if you're struggling with drinking or struggling not to drink, you might really need to hear this today. So let's talk about 18 things that being sober will save you from in just one evening. And I have made a few notes here so I don't forget anything, because there really is quite a lot to talk about here. Okay, I'm going to go through them quickly. Number 1, being sober means that you don't lose time trying to work out how much you can drink or how much you'll let yourself drink and whether you are actually going to get your fill. So, should you start drinking before you go? Should you pre-game things a bit? Blah, blah, blah. All of that head drama, just gone. It's nice and quiet. Number 2, being sober will save you from spending the majority of the event angling to get the bartender's attention to keep yourself properly served. Number 3, sobriety will stop you from buying expensive drinks for yourself and for other people. So no nasty shocks when you see your credit card statement the morning after. Number 4, being sober will save you from the embarrassment of drinking and getting drunk in front of other people. Take it from me, you do not want to make a fool of yourself in front of your work colleagues. Don't ask me how I know this, but it can be something that you regret for months, if not years. 5, sobriety will ensure that you actually remember to work the room and have conversations with people, because you know what? That is the whole point of social gatherings. You are meant to connect with people and speak to them and catch up with them. Number 6, if you are sober, you won't forget what people are saying to you. I still cringe when I think about a really long conversation I had with a friend once. It was at a Christmas party and she wanted to catch me up on some important stuff that was happening in her life. But I'd had so much to drink that the next day I couldn't really remember it. It didn't feel like I was there for her or taking things seriously enough. Number 7, being sober will save you from feeling disconnected. It's funny that alcohol is always pushed as this way to connect, but it's nonsense really, because when you're drinking, you're in this kind of like boozy bubble, and it takes a little while for things to penetrate through it, so you feel a bit kind of removed. And I think that's why people have fights in pubs sometimes, because there's just so much potential for miscommunication and feeling disconnected. All right, number 8, being sober will save you from leaving behind your phone or purse because you're much more conscious of what you came out with. Number 9, sobriety will save you from having to get a taxi home. You can just drive home. And let me tell you, when it is late at night and the roads are clear and you can just like whiz home, it's such a good feeling. Number 10, there is no need for you to eat junk food late at night or the next day as you wrestle with the after effects of drinking. I think that's a little win. Number 11, you are saved from the need to go home and continue drinking. So if you're one of those people who can often exercise great restraint whilst out in public, because you know you're going to let yourself drink how you want to when you get home, then just know I see you. And I know how awkward it is to be the person who leaves at 10 p.m. in good shape and then shows up for work the next day as hungover as everyone else because actually you went back home and drank on your own. All right, number 12. I think I'm on number 12. Being sober will save you from forgetting important things like letting the dogs out or defrosting food for the next day. 13. You will save yourself the embarrassment of oversharing on social media or in text messages. Sobriety saves you from the awfulness of waking up knowing that you wrote something you probably shouldn't have. Or, oh my gosh, seeing that you called someone and you really can't remember why. Like that is the actual worst thing. Okay, number 14. When you've been drinking, the chances of you getting completely undressed, removing all your makeup properly, cleaning your teeth and flossing, very low. Sobriety will save you from that horrible feeling of waking up still wearing the stuff that you arrived home in. Number 15, I think I'm on 15. You'll have no early morning wake-up calls. When you've been sober and you have been like out late the night before, you might wake up a bit tired, but that is nothing compared to staggering into bed drunk and then waking up just a few hours later, unable to sleep because of everything I've just talked about. Number 16, being sober will save you from feeling hungover and horrible the next day. Kind of obvious, but it's important. 17, when you are sober, you are spared the fear that other people are judging you because of something you said or did that you now can't remember. And finally, number 18, when you stay sober during a festive party, a get-together, a work do, a thing with family and friends, whatever it is, that thing that is just really happening for a couple of hours one evening, when you stay sober through all of that, it saves you from the fuck it's. In other words, it stops you kicking off an entire weekend of drinking afterwards, or maybe an entire week. It stops you from thinking, oh God, I ruined it now. I may as well continue this for a bit and then I'll start over at some magic date in the future. So there you go. 18 things that being sober will save you from in just one evening. It's not a, nice rounded up number like 20 or anything. It's just what I could think of. I probably missed some stuff off there, but I'm sure you will tell me what I've left out. And I just hope this list inspires you to keep things alcohol free this festive season, or at least experiment with sobriety a bit, because there really are lots and lots of benefits.